Welcome back to the Retro Sports Gamer channel. This is a July 4th special. We're going to be showcasing some Ken Griffey Jr. winning run, ongoing season I have with the Seattle Mariners. It's been a while since I streamed, and figured we'll get back to some summer sports, some good old classic baseball. I've had a goal of finishing a season with this game. It's only a 26 gamer. I'm 9-4 on the season, and still only in third place in the 4-team division. So it's been rough. So I'm going to get into this one with the Texas Rangers. So let me know if you're out there. We've had a lot of Slapshot Sean and Green Magic on the channel lately. So thanks to those guys for keeping the retro sports gaming streams going on the channel. And I'm back, at least for today, to do some retro sports gaming. Alright, here we go. It's strike one. So I've been hanging out so far today. I went to a restaurant and a parade yesterday morning. In my neighborhood, there's a lot of fireworks. What's up, Filippo? How's it going? So I really don't have to go anywhere, which is nice. Just have to set up a couple chairs in the front and just watch all the neighbors blow off the crazy fireworks and just hang out. Got the boom box out there, and we're listening to some music. We had my daughter was playing in the pool, so pretty chill. You're good? What you been up to today? I'm going to try to hit on the ground with Vinny Clayton. He's really fast. Oh, man. Whiffed on that big changeup. But this 4th of July is interesting. Because, I mean, what is there to really celebrate? Is it temporary freedom in the United States? Because as far as I could see, a lot of people have already given up their freedom. 2 outs already. Inside. But I'm glad it's at least been pretty good around the Chicagoland area the last month or so. But I do not expect it to last this way. Oh, almost dropped that one in. 1-2-3 inning, not a good way to start. Last year, 4th of July, I knew this country was in big time trouble when I bought some stuff to grill at the grocery store, Mariano's. What's up, Eli the Wolf? And at that point, a lot of COVID restrictions were removed, specifically the masks. So I went into Mariano's, 4th of July. It was packed because people were buying stuff to barbecue or do whatever they're doing. And there were no signs on the door at that time to even wear a mask at all. And I go in, including the employees and all the customers. I'm one out of 2 people that aren't wearing a mask on 4th of July, the day you're supposed to be celebrating freedom. So this year, it looks like it's more free. Fireworks shows are going this year. There's some parades. But people have given up their bodily autonomy, a lot of them. And that's not true freedom. So it looks to me like they'll be doing similar things in the corporation of the United States pretty soon. And we'll see if the people keep going along with it. Yeah, that's a big thing, Eli the Wolf. I think they would just like to remove them from history at this point because they are a people that lived truer to the earth and to nature. And that's exactly what they're trying to get people to stay away from, to not live that way, to trust the system for all their needs. Don't get me wrong, there's some cool things about it, like playing some of these games, but the intensity, especially since last March, has really stepped up in that department. That one almost out of the park. So my theory on like why they actually got rid of the Redskins and Indians teams in sports is not that the Native Americans were offended by that, because they were there for decades. It's that they want to remove them from history so that the teams don't even exist, and there's no reason to really research them. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people going around holding flags for the corporation of the United States. It was stolen land, it's true. And now we're in a psychological and biological war with the New World Order. Oh, that one's dropping in. And we'll see if people ever start to see it. Double play. Get out of it. So the most important thing, I guess, is just maintaining individual liberty. If you want people to go along with the groupthink, it's not going to be a bright future for anybody. Well, the thing is, once you peel the layers back, you find out that mostly all the conflict between the different countries is orchestrated, and there's people pulling the strings that have control of all the countries, and you see that now more than ever, the fact that they have synced the world up to the COVID restrictions. So this is truly the power grab of the New World Order. You can see former presidents, our current presidents, talking about it. Joe Biden, George Bush, Bill Clinton. I mean, it's out there in the open. It's just if people are going to go look at it or not. Putting it through. Jose Munoz, 2 outs. Can he hit a big home run? But the local media will like people to believe that we are in constant conflict with the other countries here, and we have to maintain our sovereignty. What's up, Felipe? But it couldn't be further from the truth. So not a high-scoring game here. I don't know that specifically, Eli. There's a lot to unpack with why we even use the certain oil now for pretty much all our machinery, cars, because there's other ways of doing it. I've seen hemp oil powered cars, hydrogen oil powered cars, seen helium flying devices. It's really just, I don't know. There's everything to me seems like it's all about control. But now the control is really penetrating our everyday lives, which is the unfortunate thing. Yeah, I think so too, CJ. Like I said earlier, it is a corporation. The money that people go to work for, the Federal Reserve, is a privately owned bank, not by the United States. And, I mean, you could look at the debt calculator of the U.S. government, but I don't really think that matters too much to them. They could print it up. They can make it to currency, the digital currency, just change the numbers a little bit. There's people operating outside or from the top of the pyramid that money is no object to them whatsoever. Come on, get out. Oh, man. Can't get one on the board. Well, yeah, I mean, they're going to fund the military operations however they have to. Trinidad. Sorry, I didn't. Oh, man, that was bad. Those are 3 good batters. The American content they would show on TV in Trinidad made people think it's like a TV up here. What do you mean by that? Well, the people who thought of the idea of what the country is knew it was going to be a military power. They had to collapse other nations and install their banks and fix democracy systems. So they can, gain control of it all. It's not like I enjoy necessarily talking about this stuff. It's just if we don't ever look at it and see it for what it is, then we're just going to be controlled into oblivion. Oh my goodness, that was horrible fielding. Keeps changing my fielder too. Well, they might get on the board here. 1 out. Yeah, I mean, the debt's never going to be erased. We'll see the collapse of the country or the reset of the currency before that even matters. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying, CJ. And I get out of it. Yeah, the TV is no good. The screen has you believing all sorts of things that are not true. I mean, we've reached the proportion of lies where it's like, you can't even watch something on a newscast without them lying a good portion of it. It still is fair. It still is fair to a point. I would say, unlike some of the other countries where they've had harsh lockdowns like Canada and Australia, a lot of what people are doing here, they're basically consenting to it. They're not fighting it. It's not like you have police or military officers sending you back home when you're not supposed to be out. But the media power and spellcasting is so strong here that people just do the stuff that they want them to do anyways. Seeing how people make the USA look. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of land here. And, at one point, I think the people believed in the ideals of freedom and individual liberty, but those days are long gone. I mean, the school systems changed their curriculum many years previous. And, the youth does not think like that anymore. Well, I think the world system has been set up for China to create most of the products by design. And there's a lot of slave labor going on over there. And I don't think it's organic at all. That's how it came to be. I mean, not too far into U.S. history, you had a lot of materials and industry made here. Oh, double play. Which was good to hear about, but it just keeps getting smaller and smaller. Well, the thing about Bitcoin is, if you invested early, you made a lot of money. I knew about it back 10 years ago. And at the time, I thought it was interesting. But, I mean, anything digital, like cryptocurrency, it's the way they want things to go anyway. So right now, it might be, you might have more freedom with the currency, even though it's kind of like a crapshoot how it goes up and down. It'll just get taken over by government, and that's exactly what they want anyways, is digital currency. So, I mean, I think people should be fighting for another physical type of currency. But of course, at least in the US, they've made that illegal. You can't just come up with your own Chicago currency and give better interest rates on it or something like that, because that would be illegal. Federal Reserve doesn't want that. All right, let's see if we can get on the board here with Griffey. Gapper? No. Too much underneath. This has been a dull game so far. Ooh, I thought I got a good cut on that. And that's what they want. They want to get rid of physical currency so they can track absolutely everything. If you really think about Bitcoin and how they have like computer warehouses set up, wasting a lot of energy just to calculate what the currency is going to be worth, it kind of sounds just completely ridiculous. Well, people just invest in crypto because, one, they believe that it's freedom from government currency, and two, they just want to make money on investments without really doing anything. It's kind of like the stock market, where the stock market, you're betting on companies. So there's at least that. Whereas cryptocurrency, I mean, it's like Russian roulette as far as I'm considered. Cash App, yeah, I've used that. Zelle. Right, and then they could just track it instead of like driving $20 over to some guy's house. It could change hands multiple times before it's ever read by the banks. Because, of course, the Federal Reserve notes have serial numbers on them. Here's a seventh inning stretch. So you're saying the Republican Party got raided over there, and the one who called it was the Democratic Party over there. What are you talking about? We got Viper Ramirez, a big home run slugger. Let's see if we can get one out. Man, I'm just getting him hanging up there. Nice catch. Oh, El Salvador. I don't know what goes on there. I'm not going to pretend like I do. It's easier for me to follow what's going on in certain countries just because there's people there who speak English, which is what I speak. So I could follow what goes on in the UK, Australia, Canada. The redheaded stepchild. Yeah, a lot of people say that. I really enjoy this game. I think when the first one came out, Griffey was bigger. Yeah, he's probably just about the same. Oh, no. Go back. Base running's still terrible. And it's a more cartoony graphics, the first Griffey. But I can see why people wouldn't like this one after the first one, just because they're so different. This is the first one I experienced, so this is a really sharp-looking Super Nintendo game. So to go back to the other one after playing this one first doesn't feel right for me. All right, we're in the bottom of the 8th here. Yeah, I don't know, Eli. I could tell you from what I see how the U.S. government functions. Like, they pretend like they're against each other, but they're all working together for the same causes, and they do it by divide and conquer. But this was your best indication that they wanted the exact same thing, because even with the changed hands in presidency, both Trump and Biden wanted people to take the injection. And that was pretty much one of the only things they can agree on. And obviously, as we see this go on and on, that's all they keep talking about. I do agree, CJ. I don't trust cryptocurrency at all. I don't have anything invested in it. I do have some silver. Because the metals, they're worth something, and you can actually use them for physical products. So they could be melted down for... Oh, man. This is a bad game. Griffey was like... I was up there with Griffey, like batting average, everything, and this game is really going to put him down. Someone actually ran a simulation of the rest of the 1994 season using the first game. Oh yeah, the strike was around then. I remember, because the White Sox had like an awesome team. I think they were projected to win the World Series. But yeah, they went on strike. Oh man, blew it. Should have had that. Yeah, it's medical discrimination. So instead of, discrimination by race or religion, now we got medical discrimination. Divide and conquer. Divide any way you can. So there's two sides of it. The people getting the vaccine, or I just call it injection, they want other people to get it to be around them. But then the other side of it is the potential vaccine shedding, spike protein shedding, which I can't say being around anyone who's had it, I've had any symptoms of anything. So that's another like divide technique where you don't want the two groups being around each other. I think for me, just believe in medical. Oh, he was almost thrown out. Medical privacy, and that's the way it goes. But as you can see, the corporations, the universities, everyone, the media, they're all on board with making you show your status. That's what it's all about. Yeah, I mean, I try to tell people that, like, sure, he talked a big game for a few years, but the social communism came in under Donald Trump. Stripped from them due to the strike. Expos stay in Quebec. That's a good point. I didn't really follow the Expos then, but we're in the 10th inning here in a 0-0. And this is not a division game, but it's certainly a big one. It's only 26 games, and the other teams in the division killing it. Bring back the Expos. My guy's still not tired. You'll see he's tired when he starts shrugging his shoulders. I'm getting worried that he's going to knock one out of the park here. Man, he's really putting up the pitch count. Got him on the line drive. Yeah, I mean, I've been at the local bar here a few times, and the most normal sport that I see on the screen is baseball, since they've let the people back in the stadium. And I bet a lot of that has to do that it's outside, so the restrictions that they have imposed are less. I can't watch the NBA anymore, but really, to me, all these leagues have unnaturally shown themselves as part of the occult. So, I mean, I don't really watch any of the professional sports anymore. If the game's on while I'm out and about, I'll look at it and see what's going on, but that's about it. Houston Oilers. Well, I don't think they're ever coming back. They got the Texans. I think they got a sharper logo and a name that people probably more associate with there. Yeah, that's the same thing. Basketball, NBA was my favorite throughout all the years, but like I can't watch something that's that hypocritical with their COVID restrictions. Really, I mean, they got the guys on the bench wearing the masks next to each other, like it's just all a show. Vinny Clayton. 2 outs, bottom of the 10th. Jose Munoz. Come on, drop. You know, some games are like this. Larry Walker, yeah, he was good on Colorado. I remember that. Oilers, you like the Oilers better than the Texans? I mean, certainly the history of the team seems to be more favorable for the Oilers than the Texans. Texans have stepped it up lately as far as making the playoffs. Oh, no. I didn't even move them. But yeah, throughout the years on 4th of July, I think everyone kind of felt like this was a free country. The U.S. All right, he's finally tired. He's shrugging his shoulders. And I would say for most things it was. Besides cannabis, they'll lock you up in prison throughout the years for growing a plant. But most things were free to go out and about and do. And I think the people in the U.S. are completely blindsided by a lot of what's going on because they've never experienced this in-your-face, government regulation. As long as you generally pay your taxes and follow the loose guidelines, you could go about your business doing whatever you want. Not anymore. Yeah, this is going to kill the batting average of everyone on the team. Oh, he's just got in there. Yeah. I know, it's bad. I don't know. There's no good channel to follow. I mean, there really isn't. I'm not even going to mention any of them because they all say things that I completely disagree with. But that's the problem. You have too many people synced up to this programming. And the only way to get out of it is to stop looking at it and follow what you intuitively feel is right and wrong. Oh yeah, the building collapse in Miami, that's another thing. Oh no. Oh, held him though. His reliever's having some trouble. Yeah, and it's said that, McAfee had some property there who was suicided in prison. I don't really trust him to begin with, but I mean, a fly? Oh no. They opened it up finally. I'll get it in a little bit. It won't go by your blueberries.
You have to let it go right now.
Ask your mama. I'm in the middle of a game. She can get it.
Mommy, can you let the slide go? You have to let the slide go. You're out. Me neither. If you see it again, you let it go.
I don't know who that is, CJ. I'll look him up. Well, didn't see that pitch coming. There we go. Get out. Oh, base running's horrible. Well, Tucker Carlson, he's got the eyes of the American people because as they go through this obvious reset of the society, he's the one looking mad and mad about everything going on. There's some things that I've seen him say that I do agree with, but there's a lot of misdirection there. So I wouldn't say I recommend you listen to him and they get the win. That was a horrible game. I mean, the level of controlled opposition that has gone on is pretty much everyone they pump up out there. He's saying he's the next president. They said that about Kanye West too. I just shouldn't run the bases. Crazy Calhoun gets the player of the game. That's gonna hurt a lot. I don't even want to look at the stats after that. That game was there for the taking. Oh, now I'm 2 games behind. They'll throw out anyone's name these days in presidential candidate. But the way I see it is it's a theater show anyways. And they just want people to blame one guy for all the problems, when it's a system of control that is creating all the problems from all angles. Yeah, I think Tucker Carlson's been a little bit more outspoken on some of the things that Trump has let go to the wayside. But those are two guys I don't follow. There's not a lot of definitive truth as I see it from those guys. All right, let's see who we got to play next. Hopefully get a 4th of July victory here. And it's July 1st in the season. Athletics. Probably Oakland. I'll put Oakland. You wanted to run for senator of New Jersey? Well, I don't want to discourage you, but I don't think change can happen through their system. You have to feel the change within, do it yourself, and get others to follow. And that's not going to come through the U.S. government system. That's one thing. I was looking at the Constitution. I generally believe some of the things in there as far as like the freedom of speech and religion, right to bear arms just in case there's a tyrannical government, which we do have a medical tyrannical government now. So I believe in those things, but then you look at like all the amendments that are about voting and how those people need to get in power there, and it's all rigged. I mean, they control all of them already, so I can't say I can agree with how they're getting those people in there anymore. 5 walks. If I was challenged to do it, yes, but I don't like to play like that. I'm a swinger. It is. I mean, the whole thing's a scam. Government's just really, it's a man-made idea, you know. So you either decide you're going to be a sovereign and govern yourself, or you're going to go vote and perpetuate a system where someone rules over you. So if you believe that's what happens, then that's what's going to happen in your situation. I'm not going to run. What up, Adam? Divide and conquer, yes. I mean, the amount of division they have created now is just, it's next level. It really is. I've always been extremely inclusive with all types of people, and it has gotten to the point where the way people think now truly does bother me, because if they're going along with some of the things the rest of the society is being asked to go along with getting their yearly injections and wearing masks or muzzles, whatever you want to call them, it's really hard to want to be around people who don't want to stand up with you. Yeah, it's it's mind control, really, government. I mean, they do talk about a lot of that, Eli, and I know you're of the age where that stuff seems of interest. And of course, you want everyone to be treated fairly and kindly and peacefully. But it's getting a little in your face. Yep, they are, Pat. They always pose like they're trying to help. But that's not the case. Make sure to vote for Kanye West. If you want to change the system, the best way and peaceful way to do it is just mass non-compliance. Just stop complying to the things that you don't want to do. And, you know, you're going to have to be ready to be confronted, harassed a little bit, but you got to remain strong and just do it. Some Yeezys. I never got into the shoe collecting, the $100 shoes, or hundreds of dollar shoes, not $100. Yeah, no, there's no interest in raising consciousness. There's only interest in degrading the people to lower levels of being conscious. It's very clear. Yeah, I don't like to speak too highly of Alex Jones. I have listened to his internet show throughout the years. You will get some truth from that channel, but there's a lot of fear-mongering and misdirection there as well. It is a source of thinking, alternate thinking, but it's definitely not where I would stay. But now it's so obvious what they're doing, even to people who weren't looking for it. They can post articles and stuff. They're completely true about what's going on. Oh yeah, we're in a psychological war. I mean, I would say we're in info war probably the last 20, 30 years. What's up, Sean? I cannot get anything going in this game. I'm terrified to run the bases. I made a lot of mistakes in the last game. How you doing, Sean? It feels good to be back on a stream talking to everyone. I know my rhetoric is nowhere near the same of Sean's and Green Magic, but, people are free to speak about what they want on this channel. I made that loud and clear from the very beginning. There's a lot of people that say crazy things, swear a lot on the channel. I've never told anybody what to say and not say. There's a few guys in our crew that really don't love the way I talk about some of the issues going on in today's world, but I mean, it's really tough for me to come on here and pretend like everything's okay and I just love baseball and the MLB. But did love it when I was younger and naive, I'll tell you that. Yes. Yeah, I would say that's true, Felipe. You got to worry about your own individual faith and liberty and how you control the environment around you and how you can, alter the way other people think about things. Yeah, really it's just it's a time thing. I got 2 daughters now. And it's tough to get on. I mean, I could push it on a night stream every once in a while, but I don't like to take everyone's attention as much either. Ken Griffey, he's still got 574 average. Oh, come on. I felt like I jacked it, but guess not. Yeah. People are at war with themselves. I don't know if everybody's happy with who they're being asked to become. Yeah, and then people are acting more unnatural than ever. Like, one thing that I'm really upset about, like, thinking back to my schooling, it was pretty free. But the thing is, I don't feel like I learned the things that I would like to learn now. And one of those things is, I'm talking to some of the parents at the forest school thing we do with the kids, and I was like, I would really like to be able to identify most of these plants and tell you what their uses are and what we could do with them, which ones are edible, which ones we can use for medicine, which ones to stay away from because they're poisonous, which ones the animals eat, all this sort of stuff. So it's like, if you have that knowledge and identify the plant life, you can essentially be free from the system that you get money and you buy food and you buy pharmaceuticals, which isn't good for you either. But because that knowledge has been taken out of our system, it makes you pay for stuff that's not necessarily good for you, either food-wise or medicine-wise. Oops. Yeah. Yeah, we've always shared the channel. You see Green Magic and Sean. Sean's actually my cousin. Green Magic's been part of the channel for years already, and he's one of the most talented gamers, if not the best, at all these games as a collective that I've played with. There's a couple up there, DPS, Mort, Kevin Cabarillo's really good. Even Troy's good as a collective. Well, Green Magic might be the best. So he streams a lot. I recommend his streams for the analysis of these games. You have Trump stores? Yeah, I miss Mort too. I liked hanging out with them. We had great times playing at my house, at tournaments, at D-Men Tap. But he can't continue on the channel. He really does not appreciate, the way that I think about everything going on. So I just don't think he wants to be part of it, which is fine. But yeah, I miss the guy. You think ZPS is the best? Well, he definitely slayed at this last Retro Sports Gamer Championship. That is for sure. He might be the best. I mean, he's dived in the playing more now than ever, I think. And he was playing a lot before. But with all the online gaming that he's doing, he's really stepped it up a notch. But yeah, really where my wheelhouse is with these games is playing with other people. It was a blast, throwing the tournaments, being at the tournaments, doing the weekly thing at D-Men Tap. But given the circumstances that we're not allowed to go certain places and be free for how we want to act or how we want to treat our bodies, it's really created a I would say unnatural divide, to be honest. My favorite, and it's not even licensed by the MLB, but has MLB players, is Rbi Baseball. It's just very simple. The game physics seem like they're on as far as like when you hit the ball, it goes exactly like the trajectory you kind of expect it to. This game's very simple like RBI Baseball too. That's why I like it. Oh man. I would say prefer the fielding in RBI Baseball and the base running. Yeah, that's what the channel's founded on, playing the old sports games, which I'll continue to do. I mean, I have to reflect on also that when all these games came out, yeah, the players were getting paid a lot and everything and a lot of sensationalism, but they were, experiences of freedom and joy in a lot of cases. There wasn't this connection to control that there is now with the sports leagues. And there was a micro step with the with all the metal detectors and that type of stuff, just like you would have, the like TSA going in the airport. So there was that, but it wasn't like so intrusive where you felt like it deterred you from going. I guess you could make a case for it, that there could be people bringing in stuff you don't want in the stadium. But I bet if you look at the numbers of all the years previous of people going to these stadiums and actually having weapons and using them at the stadium, it's probably a very minuscule percent. So I would say that it probably was never necessary to have this stuff. But I guess I could see the case for it, but now we're talking about a whole different ball game with what they're doing. Vinny Clayton, come on, drop. No, it's not. What's up, Dwayne? Hold my beer and watch this. That's through. Yeah. You could probably gamble in modern Madden games, but I don't know much about them because I don't play them anymore. Nothing against the Ultimate Team, although that's obviously a moneymaker for the EA Sports, but come on, just get one out of the park. It's the easiest way to score in this game. Base running's convoluted. Yeah, the medical tyranny at what they're pushing everywhere. Do these medical procedures or else you're not allowed in this stadium or at this concert. That's where it's heading. Yeah, it's unfortunate, CJ. You'll find new good people, though, I think. So don't get your head down. Hey, I got on the board. Arcade style MLB. The show needs to be pushed. Yeah, it looks great. I haven't played it in years, though, so I can't really judge it on gameplay at all. Yeah, Pat, I mean, it's a lot. If we had, like I said earlier, if we had the knowledge of nature like we should have, or even like Eli was saying earlier, the Native Americans, then we wouldn't have all these problems. Yeah, it's pretty much an onslaught. It's coming from all angles. It's like the minute you find out about fluoride in the water and the GMOs and stuff, and it's just like, where does it end? Yeah, Troy, that's what people are saying. They like the first Griffey better. It's a big jack. Yeah, they definitely like both of those, weak and ignorant, because then we can't. Oh, he's safe. when you really think about what they're doing, and I'm sure societies in the past were not set up this way, but they take, including not just water but electricity, they take from the earth and sell it back to us with the Federal Reserve notes with the cult symbolism on it. It's really just a messed up system. I think in the past they really were able to harness the energy from the earth and actually just do it as a good cause and not make people pay for it, so they're living more free and peaceful. But man, I've never lived in that world. I do remember that. That was the White Sox, wasn't it? Yeah, that happened at US Cellular. I do remember that. It's called Guaranteed Rate Field now. Bigs 2, I have that on the Wii. It's cool because you can use the motion controls. Had I known about it back in the day, I would have been into it way more, because I always envisioned that's how I wanted the game to play. I have to play it one of these days, but as you know with the Wii, it's hard to get motivated for the motion controls. Go back. I don't even know. I need Hank the Tank in here to tell me how to base run. When he's in the chat, then I do a better job. When he's not, I'm awful. Yeah, we played the Genesis titles. I've been stagnant with what I play as far as just Griffey winning run, trying to finish this season. But I mean, we've played tons of Genesis games. Like, which ones are your favorites? I could tell you if we've played them or not. I mean, the Sega Genesis is really an awesome system. It was like one of the first ones that came out that was 16-bit. And there's a large collection of games, great variety. World Series. I tried playing that once. I don't know if left up on the channel. World Series is one of those game, series actually that it was good at the time, but it's tough to go back to. It really is. It's just something about the way it plays, the speed of it, and there's a few though that people really like. I forget which ones they are. I don't remember if it's like World Series 97 on the Saturn or 98. But I don't know that series too well. I remember playing the first one on the Dreamcast. It looked amazing, but you couldn't even control the fielders. It was pretty lame. That series was never good on the Dreamcast, but the last version is playable. It's pretty solid. I always liked the MLB series on the PlayStation. It definitely did not look the best. It would probably look the worst out of all of them, but it played the best in my opinion. I just liked, because they were all about the batting cursors then, and they had the nice square ones. Finally, Griffey getting one out of the park. All the other sports games, though, are awesome on the Dreamcast, like the Sega sports ones, like NHL's good, NBA, 2K, NFL, even the Virtua Tennis and Tennis 2K2. Those are all awesome games. But World Series is like, it's okay. Yeah, I know you're talking about Genesis. Like I said, there's some series where it's like at the time it was like awesome. You're like this cutting edge, and then you go back and play it. You're like, wow, it's like watching paint dry. That's kind of how I feel about trying to play the World Series games on Genesis. College players getting paid. I mean, I think it's about time. Especially because of all the money that the universities make off the players. If there's no, preliminary league to, like, the minor league baseball, or even, oh, this guy's tired. Even what's I was gonna say, the NBDL. I don't know if it's still called that. If you don't have that, then you got to give these guys something. They were obsessed, though. I remember, like, 90s, 2000s, like, you got to finish school. You got to finish school. I'm thinking, these guys are going to make, like, the top of the lines, like, they're going to make millions of dollars. Like, why do they need to finish school? Half of the school's indoctrination anyways. Well, Maddie didn't do too well in the last one. Sports Talk Baseball Talks. That one I like. That's one Mort showed me. It's a good baseball game. I would recommend playing that one because it's based off the baseball game Clutch Hitter. It's an arcade game that Sega made. So it plays like an arcade game, arcade simulation game. So it's a lot of fun. I would recommend that. I don't own TurboGrafx 16. There's just not enough on there that I wanted to play. I have an Atari Jaguar, but if NBA Jam TE wasn't on there, I probably would have never got one. Because I really just wanted to play that version. And I really do enjoy it. It's kind of like the best version you can get on a cartridge. The PlayStation and Saturn ones are pretty good, but there's things about it I don't like. Like the players seem slidey and stuff. College players getting hurt, small universities. Well, really, these universities should be changing their curriculums so it's more conducive to the school or the student being successful. I mean, they don't necessarily have to have sports to push, the enrollment of their programs. I know that's the way it works for a lot of people, but it's not the way it should be. What's up, Bradford? Oh, yeah, I saw that. It does have a lot of shooters. I really don't like shooters. Nothing against them. I get why people like them. It's just I don't like that frantic pace of a game. It's like you got to be alert constantly to anything flying in your way. And some people, when they're good at it, they're definitely showing off how they have skill to be that alert to play those games. So nothing against people who are good at shooters. It's just not my cup of tea. I think it's a power play by... Yeah, it could be a power play. Like, you know what? We just need to pay these guys to keep the recruitment coming in. I really think, too, like, for, tackle football, like, that's real... Oh, he's safe, too. That's really the best age to play, to have your, like, body bounce back and everything, is that 18 to 23-year-old. Oh, I was going to run. Good thing I didn't. I probably would have been out. Madden on Turbo CD. I have the original Madden on 3DO. I just don't have the system. Maybe one day I'll get it, but I don't know. I was hoping back then when I bought it that Polymega would come through in a big way and have 3DO on there eventually. Griffey with the grand slam. Get it out of here. This one's over. Yeah, CNN, they'll do a lot of propaganda online. They're very aggressive for medical tyranny. It's always an expert. It's always an expert. Top doctor expert. Trust the science. Even though science is ever changing, in this instance, the science never changes. You have to do it. This is the way you gotta go. Oh, it's ramping up. Yeah, they're pushing the unhealthiness. The people want to have medical procedures done to the body at will. It's coming. It's here. It's not coming. Yeah, I mean, me too. Like, that's the thing. Like, the video games of this era, you could get, since they were so simple, people would play a little bit of everything. Even like your nerdy type people would still play the sports games, NBA Jam or whatever. You know, even if like Zelda was their jam or RPGs, they would still play the other games and enjoy them. Where later on it just became like, you know, you play these few types of games and that's it. And, you know, they made them, wow, gave up a home run. Maybe they're coming back. NHL 96, I don't know if it's on 3DO. I think it's on Saturn. I'd have to look. He wasn't good with Money Manager? Probably not. I mean, he was Allen Iverson. I don't know if it was done by design or if he was really just that, like, pushing that, you know, don't care, you know, kind of, I wouldn't even say gangster lifestyle, just don't care. I don't know if that was done by design, but yeah, he definitely, it was fun to watch Iverson play. I mean, that's when it was like, even if some of the NBA outcomes were rigged, like that guy was taking a beating when he was playing. Like you could see it. He was getting crushed by big, strong dudes like Antonio Davis and Dale Davis and Shaq. And he was going in there, Charles Oakley, and just getting smashed, like taking it to the rim. Well, they're getting a little rally going. Nice for Panasonic M2. I don't know much about that. Yeah, he did. That's why I didn't want to go straight gangster, average hood dude. I'm like, he wasn't really pushing thug life, but he was kind of in that realm. Yes, and end the game. The Scottie Pippen game? No, I don't have that one. That's one of the rare ones that came out in Sega CD 32X combo. I didn't play it. Doesn't look that interesting to me, I guess. It's kind of like Barkley Shut Up and Jam. Yeah, exactly. Bradford, that's it. It's just like pick up and play, have fun. Graphics are pretty good. You'll get this in like, 5 minutes. You'll understand how to play. You know, it's pretty straightforward. You don't even have to look at the instruction booklet in most cases. And you could just really enjoy any type of game for the most part. I mean, you had a few here and there, but they made it for pick up and play. It was great. And they weren't like all consuming your time type games. Like the way I think about when we used to play these games when I was younger is we did play them, but it was more like when it was raining outside or bad weather. We wouldn't like say, oh, we got to go play this game all day and just not go outside and play at the park or play basketball. Like that's what we wanted to do more so than anything. And then these were like the things we'd do when the weather was bad or it was a sleepover, and we'd have good time playing it. But it's kind of reversed itself over the years where people are, just they want to keep their child safe, so they keep them home, not doing anything. attached to the screen all day. That's a problem, you know, the screens, and I think everyone who lives in this society is guilty of it to an extent. Just staying attached to the screens. Yeah, Oakley is a Nick. He was also on the Bulls with Jordan before they were, you know, the, what's it called? The championship team. Ken Griffey Jr., player of the game. Not surprised after that grand slam in the 8th inning. Oh, thanks, Troy. Happy 4th to you. I'm glad you're a first-time comer. We'll see you later. It's not always just me on the channel. A couple other guys have been streaming a lot, but it's always retro sports games. NBA 2K to watch crazy matchups. 85 Bulls versus 99 Raptors. That's funny. I mean, the game looked good enough where you would like be entertained by that. That's really when they stepped it up. I mean, the Dreamcast was the dream. I mean, it was awesome at home. You had the arcade, basically graphical console at home. Oh yeah, Oakley got kicked out of a Knicks game. That did happen too. This game auto saves. I'm 10-5. Got the same amount of wins. A game back. It's a tough division, but got the Athletics down there. That was big. I don't know. Let's see. Adam wants me to play another game. I think I got to get another drink. I'm going to see what the situation is in my house and see if it is a possibility. Yeah, I always liked the Raptors. I mean, it's really because the players that they had. I like Stoudemire when they were, you know, a new team, an expansion team. Damon Stoudemire was fun to watch. Mighty Mouse. And then not shortly after, they got Vince Carter, Eric Cano. He's probably one of the most exciting dunkers and athletes to watch in the NBA. So always was into the Raptors since they came into the league. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I don't even know what to say about 4th of July these days. It's like the people that are out there enjoying the day, or what are they are they celebrating freedom? Or they should be talking about how are we going to maintain and get our freedom back? Like, there's no time for celebration. We're in a psychological war here. They're not letting up on what they want you to do. So it is a frustrating day for me because I have the individual mindset of freedom, and it's hard to get others to realize when they're following certain paths they're being told to do, they're not actually free. They don't like to hear that. I mean, I'm one of those guys that certain people don't like to talk to because I tell them what they, in some cases, need to hear. But they don't want to hear it. It's not comfortable. Muggsy Bogues. Kyle Lowry of Sears Raptors for 2K Damon Stoudemire. All right, I'm going to leave you with a commercial break. I'll see. Maybe we'll get on another one, but I'll be right back. We'll see how it's going.
If I invented basketball, I'd get rid of the extra players. I make it 2-on-2. So I either have the ball or I'm getting the ball. And I get rid of some rules like no setting the ball on fire. And I do this a lot. Because it's not my fault everyone's not 7-1.
Hey, play your game. NBA Showtime. NBA on NBC. It ain't no sim game.
And I make free throws with 3 points. Because free throws are tough.
The clock will continue to run. 4th down, seconds remaining. They're going to need to call a TO.
Yo, this is T.O.
Game Informer calls it the one football game you must have. Yeah. And IGN says it will own your soul. Get ESPN NFL 2K5 from ESPN Video Games.
Hey, how'd you get this number?
Rated E for everyone.
stats, all the matchups, and if you're lucky, a chance to kiss Lord Stanley's cup. 84-game seasons. NHL 95.
How do you describe a playmaker?
How do you describe a playmaker?
Guy who's clutch. Who makes the big-time plays.
In big games, baby.
He pulls guys, knocks guys, rips guys out of their shoes. Bang, bang.
Boom!
The playmaker makes the catch over the middle. He better not come across that middle. Edge of your seat to your feet.
Gets the stadium to go off.
And the guy that I'm talking about?
He's an offensive guy.
He's a defensive guy. Hey, Ray, talk to me on Monday. What you say, Michael?
Offense, baby. Playmaker is a tank.
Sports car. A semi. He rips it away when it matters.
Never, ever coughs it up.
He makes the big pass. He bats it away. He makes the big run. Big catch. The big hit.
He makes the big kick.
What? Kickers will speak when spoken to.
Introducing Playmaker Control, only in Madden NFL 2004, the official game of Playmakers. Rated E for everyone. EA Sports. It's in the game.
We wanted you to know what it feels like in a Major League box. Sega's new World Series Baseball. It's more like real life.
Hey, Ricky!
Oh!
Okay, Gretzky, it's just you and me. Let's see what you got.
Pass to Gretzky. Shoots! Score!
Lucky shot.
Score! Gretzky! What a hit! Boom! Gretzky's really making himself look bad tonight.
Grace checking? Come on! Didn't you see that? Throw him in the box!
Gretzky 98 3D hockey. As real as it gets without lacing up.
Saw that one. Gretzky just flashed himself coming in over the blue line.
The Rock can't believe this little Rudy Pucciabroni has stolen all the Rock's signature moves.
He walks like the Rock. He talks like the Rock. He's got the rock bottom, the people's elbow, the people's eyebrow.
That's gimmick infringement.
That ain't right.
He's even got the millions and the millions of the Rock's fans playing this video game.
The Rock, know your role and shut your mouth.
Over 50 WWF superstars, all their signature moves and talks, plus entrances, cage matches, and create a wrestler. WrestleMania 2000.
You like pancakes?
THQ.
What is it, Iverson, son?
I'm getting worked under the boards, Taka.
Show rebound stance. Bamboo reed need deep root for strength.
Go, come on. Here it comes.
Where'd he learn that?
NBA 2K on Sega Dreamcast. It's
It's WCW NWO Revenge, only on Nintendo 64. Nintendo Power says WCW NWO action is bigger than ever. Fans will eat this one up. Featuring over 60 of WCW and NWO superstars with custom finishes and trademark moves. 4-player Battle Royal mode with double teaming and more weapons than ever before. Get addicted. Call 1-800-WCW-8661 to order now. Also available wherever video games are sold.
Revenge is just too sweet.
How we doing?
All right, I'm back. Looks like some of you enjoyed the commercials, so that's good. Ended on that New World Order one, the WCW New World Order. I feel like that's what it is right now, like the U.S. people versus the New World Order. So it's kind of interesting that it was like that. But once the New World Order was running wild in WCW, there was no stopping them. They took over, and pay-per-views were named after them, and they had all the top wrestlers from the 80s and 90s in the NWO. I didn't watch a ton of WCW back then, but I was well aware of like the things going on back when I was a young kid in school. That's one of the hot topics, was always wrestling. WCW versus the World, the one on PlayStation, it was pretty good. The clone, like the Dave Chappelle one, the fake one that came out during the Foo Fighters concert. All right, let's see who we're playing. We just passed the 4th of July. We're playing the Anaheim Angels. Another team, I don't know what to call them. They changed their city or state or whatever. I'll just call them Anaheim for now. Yes, I agree. No Mercy was the best one, but like Revenge through No Mercy, basically WrestleMania 2000, No Mercy and Revenge were all awesome. Happy 4th to you, Matt, and I told you happy birthday from a while back on Discord. I don't know if you've seen it. The WCW game for 64 was fire. Yes, it was. I mean, I remember playing it at a friend's house, and that's pretty much what made me want to get the 64. I mean, I played a lot of other games by people's houses when I was younger, and I loved them, like Hang Time and Mario Kart 64. But that was the one that put me over the edge. I'm like, I gotta get this now. And thankfully, they were cheaper than some of the other systems because it was a cartridge-based system. And once they threw in that Atomic Purple controller, I don't know if it was like $150. Probably was $150. That's when, I was able to. I think I got it for a Christmas present. Yeah, I mean, we were playing No Mercy. We had a tournament in it, I think, at the beginning of last year. Like the first month. Oh, yeah, they should have kept Koopa Troopa in there. Koopa Troopa was really good. I actually gave away my copy of Super Mario Kart to my next door neighbor. It was his birthday. And I already gave him a Super Nintendo to play with, and they only had NHL. So I'm like, I got to give him something better. Oh, yeah, they had all those Japanese wrestlers in there. That one was before they even, because that one in WCW, what's it called? Was it, no, it's not Versus the World. What's the one I'm thinking of? The first one on 64. Oh, World Tour? That one had a lot more Japanese influence, too. It wasn't until Revenge where they kind of, cut it out and made it WCW. Oh, Lumberjack, what's on the grill today? What's on the grill for Lumberjack Cracks, or the artist formerly known as Cracks, as we're calling him now since he's not streaming. Maybe he'll come back on a stream. He told me he was gonna do something. I forgot what it was, but it sounded like a good idea. Oh, Sonic Sports games or Sega Sports Sonic games. He's starting to sound like Deontay with that analysis. Deontay's a guy who comes in on the chat, and he tells us about that type of stuff. Exactly what he's doing. Kind of fast food he had that day. Oh, don't worry, Matt. With you, I know there's no promises. We'll just take it if we could get it. Sonic Riders. We'll take it if we can get it. If you're feeling good, if the vibe is right, then come back. If it's not, then, do what you do. Oh, yeah, because Rare, I think, helped port over Killer Instinct, so you'll see those ads in this game. So I'm up 2-0. This is supposed to be my best pitcher, modeled after Randy Johnson, Bolt Lightning. Veggie and fruit kebabs and tuna steak. It's a big grilling day. I already fired up the grill myself. Cooked some apple sage and some Beyond Meat brats. I don't really do too much of that stuff anymore, but during the time off, I will do some grilling. I mean, you could make a case that every racing game is a sports game, and that's why I do like racing games, because they're so competitive and you're always changing your place. So it's just there's so many of them, and they're such a good genre that they're almost their own thing. But you know, it is pretty much, it's a competitive sport in a way. So I'm drinking this sparkling flavored water, and I put a little boost in there, a little more this time than last time, and I'm feeling it a little bit. The schools for doing Olympic style events. Oh, Jack Booty. I think I can make second from that. Coronas. You spelled it wrong, maybe on purpose. NASCAR is not my thing. I mean, I did get that one game and played it, but I mean, you're driving around in circles. Oh, the Cruise and Blast, the arcade game, is coming to Switch. That's pretty cool. Is it going to be a physical game, or is it just a downloadable? Oh, I thought that was my guy going to third. Here's Vinny Clayt. Let's see if he gets some ribbies. Fastest guy in the team. And he's out of there. You never misspell on purpose. You just suck at it. Here we go. Bolt. It's a crack. Yeah, we got to get that physical going. I kind of felt when I bought the Switch it was going to be my last system, and I still kind of feel like that. And I haven't been playing it at all. But I am excited about going to explore the catalog later on when it's all said and done, and just getting the games that I want. I just have no interest in the new Xbox or PlayStation. I've been doing the least online gaming I've ever done. And, you know, they have so many features. Even when the PS4 is finally extinct. Which kind of feels like the PS3 is almost like that. The YouTube still works and Netflix, but some of the other apps don't work anymore. Get out the lead runner. You know, LJC might be better than me at the Dreamcast version. I'll give him. I might actually just give him that. He has beaten me a couple times. In a competitive tournament. I have noticed that I'm not as good at the Dreamcast version as I am on the arcade version. On the arcade version, it's not even a contest. Like, you could look at the records on there. I've beat him probably 65 to 70% of the time on the arcade, but yeah, the Switch will be perfect. Uh-oh. Struggling through it. Compete again in Showtime? Yeah, we could definitely do that. Oh, man. Even though Bolt Lightning is supposed to be the best pitcher on the team, every time I notice he's in there, I just don't have the best game with him. They keep getting these little dinky hits. Mario on the NES when you were 2? Well, at least you got introduced to the classics early. It was funny, in a lot of households, or some households growing up, finally got out of the inning. They actually designed the US Nintendo to look like a VCR where you put in tapes, just because of the video game crash here with the Atari and I guess Coleco and Intellivision you could put in that category. Just a lot of crappy games. And so you would see it in people's entertainment centers, like another piece in there next to the VCR. I think my friend Clint, his family had a big entertainment center. It was up there. Showcase, looked beautiful. I'm not Green Magic. I don't know if he's in here, but Griffey, big bomb. We took the lead back. Yeah, it's just I don't have a lot of time to play, and I really just like these pick up and play type games. I don't want to invest that much time in a game. Now, if there's some games you love, I could see it. But for me, and everything's getting more digital, and the downloads. I like that the Switch, you can still have the physical cartridge and it play off of there without the downloads. So even if, I mean, there are some games where you need the SD card, but I don't buy those games. Oh, he's that slow. He got thrown out from the outfield. Terrible. Oh, man. He's ready to swing again. Almost dropped it in there. NBA Jam on PS2. I don't have it. We have played it on the channel before. If it hasn't been done as an individual game, then it's part of one of the Demon Tap streams. Because I know Brian had the game, and he's brought it a couple times. You remember seeing PS2 and Sears? Yeah. I was actually in a Walmart not too long ago in Lake Geneva. They still have the games laid out pretty nicely, like how I remember, you know, in like a whatever Best Buy, Toys R Us type of thing. Like they I like how they have them showcased. I don't usually go into Walmarts, but I took a look at the games real quick. We will see. You heard it here first. Lumberjack Cracks might make a 4th of July comeback as well. We'll see how he's feeling. And if not, you got Slapshot Sean and Green Magic just killing the game. Sean's been playing a lot of baseball, MVP 2005. I'm glad he's doing that because I never really played that game. I could certainly explore it and give my opinion on it, but I didn't play it back when it was out. Good thing about the channel is we have multiple contributors throughout the years, and it just keeps going. Everyone's contributions changed here and there. I mean, this is really the first year where I haven't been extremely active, and the channel's been going like I think about 6 years now. But I've really needed the inspiration from guys like Green Magic and Sean to get it back and get the streams going again. So it's good to have guys like that willing to pick up the slack. A lot of hits. You guys hear the game volume all right? Doesn't look like it's that loud. Turn it up a little. the fourth runner. Oh, the AI won't swing at a ball outside. Yeah, that's pretty frustrating. The thing is, like, I always try to judge a game by how you play head-to-head. That's always my favorite way to play. But there's so certain games where once you know how the AI works versus the computer, it's not as fun. Like Tecmo Super Bowl, you see that on the channel more than anything. Like, I haven't played a season in a long time. Come on, Griff, get one out. Ooh, jumping catch. I like the 3, 4, 5 batters. I just try to hit home runs every time. In this game, you hold down. That's how you get the ball up in the air. Oh, wow. Staying put. Surprised that was a hit. Yeah, GameCube's a fun one to explore. My brother was the one who got that as his new console. So I never really bought games for it. But there's a lot there. I mean, really, that era, Dreamcast, PS2, GameCube, Xbox, they all have a lot of unique titles. It's like a really fun era and generation to get into the games, and they look good. That's the first era where the 3D games actually look polished and solid. So even the young timers can get into how those games look, unlike a lot of games on the PlayStation and the 64. 64 is hit or miss. Some of the games look pretty solid, but a lot of them look a little polygonish. Yeah, I got the HDD. Yep. Yeah, I have that. I actually showcased that on the channel. Someone was telling me about it. I forgot who now. And I ended up getting it just to show how it works and how you do it. And it came with the Final Fantasy game, which I'll never play. But it was pretty much plug and play. I just plugged it in. I didn't really have to do anything. And put in ESPN NFL 2K5, and there you go. You had the video halftimes and everything. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, I remember Eli. You were definitely one of them. It made for a good video. I know, bad. It's so bad. Like I've even thought that in the U.S., like I am surprised they even let the openness go this long. Like I'm wondering if they'll go as far as to like start shutting things down again, like a few days after today. I hope that doesn't happen. I really feel like it's going to happen at some point, like maybe the fall or early winter, but you never know. Like California, they like in LA, they instituted the mask mandates indoor again. So it's just all over the place. But it you know, like I said, I always like 4th of July. It's fun, fireworks, whatever, celebrate your freedom, independence from Great Britain. But in an era where like we're in a fight for freedom, it's really hard to be around people who are willingly giving up their freedoms. Florida or bust. Texas, Florida. Yeah, I had a friend that's trying to move to Florida. They put in an offer on the house, and then they accepted and then took it back because they figured they could get more money for it. The housing market's kind of like artificially... Oh my gosh, I messed that up. Artificially going up because everyone's trying to move around from their situation, either from state to state or just to have more land. Even like Chicago, people don't want to be in those high rises anymore when the building's enforcing all these policies on them. Yeah, and another thing about Delta is it's like the lowest brainwave. So there, if you notice, it's like a deep sleep. So they're naming them, some of them, after brainwaves. And the interesting thing about the Lambda one from the UK is it's like it's kind of like altering offspring. So I don't know if they're trying to say something about sterilization of what's in the injections or not, but only time will tell. But that's why it's psychological warfare. Some people are like, oh wow, we're done with this, like we're not gonna follow and do these things anymore. And other people are just like terrified of everything they're saying. So like, oh, we gotta do this, it's our social responsibility. So you get like families, friends, everyone just arguing about this stuff, throwing home. And that's all part of the plan. You really can't avoid it. Nation of Serfs, I did see that. I saw a video, World Economic Forum. They'll pretty much just lay it out what they're trying to do. You basically have to rent your clothes in their vision in the future. You don't own your clothes. Oh, man. Which, I guess you do that for weddings and proms and stuff, which is completely ridiculous how they make you spend all that money for that. Come on, get out, get out. Yes, big home run. But I don't know what to do. Like, I hope that some of the people that have been following it like a good citizen see at some point, like, I don't want to do this anymore. So I'm actually gonna fight against this, at least peacefully, non-conforming, but we'll see. Another thing, only time will tell. Alright, we're getting down here to the nitty-gritty. Buff Dixon up. It's a triple header special on the Retro Sports Gamer channel. And it's a fly ball, and he's out of there. So what are you guys doing tonight in the chat? We got Lumberjack Cracks grilling up some things. You going to watch fireworks? Do you not care about that? You're doing something completely different. Oh, that was almost out of the park. Soft modding your PS2? That's cool. So what are you going to install? Some MAME and different emulators on there? Is that the purpose? Or is it like to play burned discs? Never got into that on the consoles. I only did emulators and stuff on the PC. Hike, swim, grill. That's cool. Get some sun. Yeah, tomorrow we'll see what we're doing. Wisconsin is only an hour away from where I live, so maybe that's in order. We'll see. Like it up there. Yeah, where did I go? Oh, I went to Home Depot today. And yeah, it's surprising to still see a lot of people masked up. But at least it was, you know, with the workers and the customers in the store, it was at least like 50-50. It wasn't like this uncomfortable situation where everyone's doing it. But that's just because that's a directive right now. Well, it sounds like you got it figured out, Eli. Top of the ninth. Bolt Lightning. He had that one bad inning, but other than that, he has been pretty good. Really been opening up with the bats in these last two games. First game was a clunker. Whole Foods is an asylum. I did go into a Whole Foods like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. It wasn't that bad, but it was in like a more outskirts neighborhood of Chicago versus like deep in the city. So it didn't feel like that to me at the one I was at, but I've definitely done some order pickups at in River Forest, and it does look like an asylum just from the outside. I just feel bad, like the directive. Yes, I'm almost done here. Like, there's people walking down the street, like, obese, out of shape, with a mask on. It's, like, 90 plus humid. Like, they're basically giving them the option, telling them to kill themselves quicker. It's so bad. I just can't believe it. But I guess some people just got that intuition severely degraded. NHL 07, yeah, go for it. Let's see who the player of the game is. Might be Moray. It's got to be Moray Ramirez. It is. GoldenEye 007. So you're saying this is James Bond? Jeff? Is that what you're saying? All right, so let's check the standings out. Another W. 11-5. I am tied for first now. No games back. We'll see what they do in their next game. But man, what a competitive division. We're just crushing the other two divisions. 7-8 and 8-6 are their top leaders. And let's check out the standings or the statistics real quick. Batting average in both. Ken Griffey, number 1. Moray. Stan Milton's up there. That's surprising. Griffey he's incredible in this game. He comes through. 27 ribbies for Griffey. Moray, he had that big game, 17. It's amazing we're not have a better record having all these runs and leading categories. Jose Munoz getting on base. Stolen bases, I don't really do those. I don't take walks. 13 homers. two guys leading the league in home runs, Moray and Griffey. Munoz even getting on the board with 3. We're just jacking them out of the park. See doubles real quick. Griffey, 9 doubles. That's surprising. Usually I'm bad at the base running. Hits. Oh man, look at just lighting it up the leaderboard. Happy 4th to you, James Bond. This was the 3rd of a triple header. Too bad you weren't on earlier. We had some good conversation. Pat's in there. He's ready to end the Fed. Full playthrough of GoldenEye. That would be fun to watch, honestly. I never really was too good at that game, so I never got through the full game. Oh yeah, ESPN MLB 2K5. There's a whole series. Oh wow, look at all those hits. Vinny Clayton even climbing up there. He had horrible average for a while. Slugging. Not really sure how this is calculated, to be honest, but Griffey's up there. Edible up. Cannabis for the win. The freedom we didn't have previously. Might as well take advantage of it. It's a spiritual medicinal plant. Alright, so yeah. Hopefully I can get back on a little bit more. But this was a good one. It was fun to talk to everybody that came and enjoyed the stream here. I don't know. Do I even care about pictures? Let's see if we got anyone up there. Oh, we do. Munoz, Portis, Darren Fleury. Alright, but I think you got to end this though. We got some fireworks coming in front of our house. We don't have to leave the house because the neighbors are crazy about fireworks. People on the kitty corner from, not directly from our house, they just blow them off all day. NHL 2004, you get bored of the playthrough. Enjoyable parts of the game. Alright, well thank you everyone for watching. Happy 4th. Continue to stand for freedom and fight for the soul of freedom, because we're up against something that a lot of people aren't seeing. And you know, it's fine to celebrate when you got the freedom to do so, but you have to maintain what we have going, or else it's going to be taken away. So thanks for watching. It was great to see everyone in the chat and everything. Take care. Have a good night. We'll see you next time.